Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Shelly's Millions. In today's video, I have an interview set up with a real millionaire and a friend of mine, Grant Navarre. He has a YouTube channel, he is a successful business owner, he's a real estate developer, and a stock investor. Grant and I became friends through the Graham Stephan Mentorship. We were both starting our channels around the same Grant and I became friends through the Graham Stephan Mentorship. We were both starting our channels around the same time. He is just under 74,000 subscribers, and I'd really appreciate it. Grant's channel focuses a lot on his real estate developments. He also does a lot of fun reaction videos, and he's a little bit of a Pokemon fan. All right, Grant, so I am very excited to have you on the channel. This is actually my first time talking with an actual millionaire, so I'm really excited to have you here. I'm hoping that your story helps inspire some of my viewers.
Thank you so much, Shelly, for having me here on the channel, and I do hope that in some way, shape, or form, I can help inspire others that are in your community.
One of the things that I find so inspiring about you is your strong work ethic. And you have a slogan that you tell all of your viewers at some point during your video. Could you share that with my viewers?
Yeah, I do. I like that I want to leave something inspiring at the end of every video. I'm glad that you like it. I've gotten more comments coming in slowly that they do enjoy it. And what my saying is that now remember, I 100% believe in you. I know you can do anything that you set your mind to, and never let anyone tell you any differently. Yeah, I love saying that every video.
I think a lot of my viewers, and myself included, sometimes feel like we don't have someone in our corner rooting for us or believing in us. You know, I come from a pretty low income background, and I think that society expected me to fail. And it's just nice knowing that someone out there believes in you. And when you say it, it just feels so genuine and so real. And I just really appreciate that. And I know that you'll believe in my viewers as well, even though a lot of us are currently on unemployment, that you'll believe in us, that we can do the best that we can and become the best person that we can. And I really like that.
And that's the reason why I decided I was going to say that specific saying, because it's something I truly felt. I know a lot of people do not get enough encouragement. One thing that I do at my job, I'm also the director of 11 stores in the car business. And I tell them, because I know what can be done in the car business. I know what can be done in the world. And what I tell them every time is, I want you to be better than you want yourself to be. And I want to push you to be that person. So I really do appreciate that you noticed that, because I truly believe if you put your mind to it, you can do anything that you want. And I really do believe that.
So I know even for myself, a lot of times I do need that push. So since most of my audience is on unemployment, what tips would you give someone who's on unemployment looking to take those next steps to secure a better financial future for themselves?
The great thing that everybody can do is invest in themselves. So, you know, find something that you're truly passionate about. Find something that you didn't know you were passionate about. I put a poll on my channel not too long ago, and it just asked how many people watch YouTube every day or several times a day. And the answer is everybody's watching YouTube or some type of content. So instead of watching something that's a cooking channel or something that is, you know, a cartoon or something not super geared towards making you better, start watching something productive. One of my favorite quotes is that in the event that you spend 1 hour a day learning something about a specific skill, right? Now, if you want to learn something about cooking, that's still cool, but it's not necessarily going to just change your life. So if you're going to learn something about personal finance, you know, your checking account, something about stock market, something about real estate, something in general that's going to help you when you hit those goals, in 3 years, after 1 hour a day, you'll be a master in that field. So I truly believe that. So investing in themselves, I think, would be a good answer.
I love that. And the great thing about that is that you can use YouTube as a way to improve your skills. You can use the library as a way to go out and research new skills and keep improving yourself. Do you have any other tips for us?
Yeah, I would say another good tip for anybody is to have a solid, strong routine. The day doesn't start at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, or even earlier if that's just the type of person you are. The day starts the night before. So in the event that you don't write down your goals, in the event that you don't have a plan for the next day, if you were to get to work or start your day at 8 or 9 o'clock, you're not actually going to be productive till 9:30 or 10. So what I often tell people to do is write down their goals the night before, read them in the morning, and then find some good quality, productive, and inspiring content to watch in the morning while you're getting ready, working out, or any of your morning routine. By the time you get that, you'll be ready to go and ready to take on the day, by the time you get to work. Kind of like this, athletes train for marathons and they don't just roll out of bed and become all-stars. So you have to train yourself and get a good solid routine so that way you can be successful that much easier.
So that is really great advice and something that I didn't quite anticipate on my own journey towards becoming a millionaire is that it's actually a lot of work. Even some of these passive income streams aren't passive as you're first setting them up. So, can you take me through what a usual day looks like for you as someone who is managing these multiple income streams and what that strong routine looks like for you?
So absolutely. So my day starts at 5:30 in the morning because I'm human. If I'm a snooze buttoner that morning, sometimes I even wake up, my phone's right here, I'll even wake up with it in my hand. I'm like, stop messing with my day. But what happens is I'll get up around 6. I do put CNBC on, so that way I can kind of know what's going on in the market. I will also start my morning workout. So I go and I walk run because I actually had the illness and it was to the point where I was hospitalized with double pneumonia. And I can run a quarter of a mile, then I kind of, suffocate while I'm catching my breath back, and then I walk a quarter of a mile, run a quarter of a mile, so it's half and half. And then after that, I go get dressed. So I go get dressed and I put on some motivational stuff. Graham Stephan is always in my top. I'll go play something that's about the stock market today, meet Kevin. A lot of really good motivational videos too, like Art Williams, Rig Rigsby. But I like to play these Eric Thomas, just another thought in my head. But I like to play these, and that way I am ready for my day. Also, just to show you that I practice what I tell everybody. Sorry about this, wasn't thinking about doing this. But I also have my goals on my phone. So I also scroll through, review my goals that I've set for the month, and I also have them in my refrigerator. I've got a goal board right outside my office. So that's how my day goes. I review my plan and then I try to execute it every day. And as far as like the actual day, I do have a 9-to-5 job. I go to the dealership and I work from 8 in the morning until about 2, 3 o'clock. And then I will go check on my properties for my lunch break, which is around 2, 3 o'clock. Go back to the dealership until 5, and then I'll either go, change an AC filter, do something that I've got to do on the honeydew list. And then I also visit all of my properties about 3 times a week. I also video them for my channel, so we do that. And it sounds like a lot, but most of my stuff is, over time become more manageable just because I've elevated my word busy. It's a lot. It's hard to explain, but that's about it in a nutshell.
So what time are you going to bed each night and how much sleep are you getting? And how is your relationship affected by the amount of work that you do each day?
So before I got an editor for my channel, my sleep schedule was like 2 a.m., get the video ready, upload it for the next day, go to work, it releases at work, because YouTube takes up a tremendous amount of time as well. There's nothing truly passive about anything. Real estate takes up the least amount of my time, but looking for deals and doing this and doing that is always at the forefront of what we do. As far as my relationship, my sleep schedule is much better since I got the editor. I think I explained that. But as far as my relationship, so Kayla is my assistant, my CFO, my real estate agent, and my boss, right? Because she's my fiance. So we do everything together. We work together. Sometimes, we're gonna butt heads, but truth be told, we understand each other's goals. We understand where we want to be, and it's a really good form of teamwork. And then anytime I am being her boss, she can always outrank me with her being the fiance. So that's how we compromise. We don't. She wins. So.
So that sounds like a pretty good system that you've got set up. So you don't personally run into issues with her thinking that you work too much or telling you to cut back on anything or anything like that?
So of course, there is always a struggle between work-life balance. But as I tell my new recruits that are learning how to sell cars, as I tell anybody on my channel, you can't have a good solid home life and a bad work life. You can't have a good solid work life and a bad home life. You know, people think that marriage is 50-50, and I think that's false. It's 100-100. So I give 100%. I do say, so anybody that's mathematicians out there, this is not going to be accurate, but I give 150% to every single thing that I do. And for instance, that means I do the same thing for Kayla. I try to, you could get those little books online. So I wrote, I typed a journey of our relationship in a book, and I just sent it to her. I try to do things to where we have movie night. I try to do things because we both like anime. We're nerds. Sorry. So she brought up Pokemon. Shelly told you, but we do that. We do all these things together. We like the same things. She's my best friend. She's my business partner, and it does truly work out. And then we take work vacations. So those are kind of like vacations, but we do stuff for work because then her saying is they're better than no vacations. So that's kind of, we're weird.
So I think it's really easy to take a look at someone who has already made it, who is already where I want to be, and be envious or think, oh, they had everything handed to them. But you mentioned you had the illness this year. You also mentioned that managing your properties doesn't take up very much time. But I happen to know from watching a lot of videos on your channel and just from talking to you that you've actually had a lot of big whammies hit you this past year, in terms of natural disasters and just getting sick with the illness. So how did you keep up the motivation to keep going? And can you tell us a little bit in a little bit more detail about what some of those obstacles that you had to overcome this past year were?
So absolutely. So yeah, I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana, and Lake Charles, Louisiana had all the same issues that everywhere else in the country did. We had the shutdown, we had the illness, we had at one point, the highest numbers of the illness that were affecting us. I think we were number 1 or number 3, right behind New York City. So we had all of the same struggles with all that other stuff, but on top of that, we got hit by 2 major hurricanes, one being a Category 4 with the wind gusts at 194 miles an hour. That can really do some damage to your home. Then the very next month, we had another hurricane, Hurricane Delta, come, and it literally wrecked us as well. Laura softened us up pretty good, and Delta finished us off. Since then, we've had an ice storm, whatever, just random. We also had, and we're talking about a severe ice storm, like it was days. And then we had a major flood just this past month, where I think I actually sent you, Shelly, a photo of me in my boots just shoveling stuff because, yeah, I do invest. We do well. But at the same time, stuff needs to get done. And if someone's not going to go do it right then and there, then I will go start or finish it because my tenants matter. I want my service to them to go above all of this. And from gutting properties to fixing them, to wrapping pipes for ice storms, and to fixing flooring, because we didn't have any water that got into the properties to an extent, but some was waked in, which somebody drove by and waked it into the door, where a lot of people were a lot worse off. So yeah, it has been a mess. And of course, as I said before, I had the illness and it hospitalized me with double pneumonia. So yeah, 2020 and 2021 have been interesting, let's just say.
And all the while, you were still putting out content. And so even though you're in a better situation financially than myself and a lot of my viewers, life wasn't necessarily any easier for you in 2020 than it was for the rest of us. So it just goes to show that life isn't always perfect. Even once you've hit your financial goals, you're still going to have obstacles that you need to overcome. And this guy has really put in the work. From the hospital, he posted videos, and he ran a generator in order to put out content during the hurricane, or maybe that was the ice storm, but definitely a lot of hurdles that you've overcome. And you said you're a landlord. You said that when the pandemic first hit that you went to each of your tenants, and I think you said that you gave them $100 off of 1 month of rent, but also you initiated open communication with your tenants so that if they had problems or difficulties paying rent, that they would come to you. Is that correct?
So for sure, I often say this, that my tenants come first. Now it is within reason because I still have obligations to meet. But yeah, I did more than just $100. I've given away, instead of just doing a one lump sum discount and then like, here's a free month, go spend it and, forget I did it, I did some consistent help. So without asking for anything in return, without adding a debt to them later, without taking it from their security deposit, I gave up to 60,000. It was 40 at first, but then we had the ice storm, and then we had the hurricanes on top of the shutdown. So the shutdown's where it started, and during the shutdown, I gave away $40,000 in discounts, but since then, I've given away another 20. So I've given my tenants a total of $60,000 off. I try to help them. I try to work with them. I try to make sure that, we have a mutual agreement because, we're both human and things happen. Don't take advantage of me, but at the same time, know I'm here for you.
All right, and I really want all of my viewers to remain hopeful. I know a lot of people, a lot of articles say that the middle class dream is dead. I don't believe that. I also believe that it's still attainable no matter what your current situation is. So I just want to thank you again for coming on the channel today and sharing some tips and some of your advice with us. Again, everybody, that's Grant Navarre. Please check out his channel. It's linked in the description down below. He does lots of financial advice as well as his own personal journey about acquiring more properties. He's trying to get to 100 properties, which just seems crazy to me, but I wish him well on his journey. And yeah, thank you, Grant, for being on the channel today.
Thank you so much, Shelly, for having me on the channel. I am so very proud of you crushing the time frame of you hitting your goals. Could I ask one question, if you don't mind? When did you expect you to hit millionaire status? Was it in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years? I just had one question I wanted to add.
When I first decided that I wanted to be a millionaire, I was looking at it really long term, really slow and steady. I just wanted to have $1 million in net worth, not even in the bank, just between equity in my house and what's in my 401k. The goal originally was to just have that at 62 when I retired, to know that I would be okay once I retired. But lately, from watching channels like yours, from watching channels like Graham Stephan and Meet Kevin, it's really made me realize that I can accomplish more. And I remember sitting down with a financial advisor maybe 5-6 years ago, right after I had bought the house. And I was like, I don't need more than $1 million when I retire. And I still think that that's true, but I would love to know that I've reached that goal sooner. It would make me feel more comfortable. Maybe if I ever find myself unemployed again, I won't have as much worry that comes with it. And so now my new goal, instead of waiting until I'm 62, going the slow route, just doing my company match on my 401k, which is a great place to start. But now I've really realized that I need to take some of my own money, cut where I can, and make investing a priority. And I'm not the best investor yet. I didn't invest in AMC, so I missed out on that. There's a lot of things that I feel like I missed out, but at least I'm trying now. And I do want to reach my financial goals sooner. I'm hoping to hit $1 million in net worth by the end of 2021. I'm not sure if I'm going to hit it, but I'm going to try. And I know you believe in me, and I want to make you proud. So thank you so much again for being here, and I'll see you next time.